They call gold and silver God's money. So if you're thinking of buying precious metals or switching your 401k to gold without a penalty, head on over to thegoldshow.com now. The link is in the description below.
Hello and welcome. Today we've got Alex Marzell, and we are going to be discussing the cryptocurrency financial system that we are going to be moving into, what it means, why we need to invest, and what the whole situation is really about. Now, just before we begin, you can subscribe to our Telegram channels and to nicholasveniamin.com for my free email updates. And if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, I will leave the link below in the description for the full interview due to the insane censorship that's happening right now. So Alex, thank you for joining me. First of all, how are you and what have you been up to?
Very good, Nick. And thanks so much for having me on the show. I've been up to crypto stuff. It's a very exciting time at the moment in the world of crypto. We're seeing all-time highs, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a few other coins. So really a good time to be on your show, talking to you, talking to your audience. And very, very exciting time for the space.
Well, it's an honor to have you to be here to educate my audience as well and myself. I'm very interested in the new financial system. And, you know, what I'd like you to do is give a very short presentation to my audience explaining what cryptocurrency is, how different cryptocurrencies differ from each other, and why it's going to be the new currency moving forward in the quantum financial system, if you like. So I'm going to let you take the microphone.
Sure. Good questions. So quick intro. My name's Alex, Marzell Money. I run a crypto channel. There's many different cryptocurrencies now, thousands of them. The ones that most people have heard of are your Bitcoins, your Ethereums, potentially XRP, Cardano. These are some of the headline ones. They differ in a few different ways, Nick. They have different blockchains. For example, Bitcoin is different to Ethereum. Bitcoin runs on its blockchain and network, and Ethereum runs on its own. And many different cryptocurrencies have their own, but there are a few main ones, so to speak. Cryptocurrency, for me, was a great way to have kind of, let's say, a defensive mechanism to the fiat currency system we're used to. And unfortunately, going the way that has gone in every point in history. Every fiat currency has crashed or been devalued by 99.99%. I'm someone that invested in gold, and I saw crypto as a natural way of preserving wealth value. And I believe it's not just a fantastic technology in the fact that it's blockchain. It's also it's more than that. It's giving power to the people. Governments can't do anything about it. It cannot be stopped. It's decentralized. It has no one point of impact or contact. And it allows the holder to actually have ownership over their money, as opposed to just having their money in a bank. So it's freedom. It's freedom to the people. And it's a very exciting time. And it's something that is going to be empowering us for the next 20, 30, 50, 100 years and beyond.
Wow, excellent. So there are so many cryptocurrencies around, and so many of us are like, you know, we should buy a bit of this, we should buy a bit of that. Yeah. You know, so what do you recommend? And if you could also give us a little, you know, a few facts in respective to that cryptocurrency as to how they're doing and why it may most likely be in circulation and us using it into the world and buying things and in the financial world.
Yeah, great question, Nick. I mean, most people that are new to the crypto space will start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is almost more famous. It's more searched than cryptocurrency. That's most people's entry point to the world of crypto. Now, Bitcoin, you could compare it to gold. People actually call it digital gold or gold 2.0. It's a store of value. It's by no means the fastest, most advanced blockchain technology out there. There's way more useful and more advanced blockchains, for example, Ethereum, and then you've got newer blockchains like Solana, which are been doing very, very well. But in terms of entry point to the crypto world, everybody wants to have some Bitcoin. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. Only 18 million Bitcoin have been mined, and there can only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. Unlike fiat currency that can be printed into oblivion, which they're doing and have been doing. And actually, I think something like 30% of all dollars have been printed in just the last 18 months. That can't happen with crypto. It's deflationary. So I recommend anybody that wants exposure into the cryptocurrency world starts with Bitcoin. Your next point of call is probably going to be Ethereum, where actually I have the majority of my holdings in. It's obviously similar in the sense that it's decentralized, but it has its own network. Think of this like the internet, probably in 95. It's something that most people don't quite understand yet, but the use cases it has is mind-blowing. I mean, it's crazy. So you've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then you've got a little bit more obscure cryptocurrencies that are performing very, very well. Things like Cardano, XRP. XRP is said to be the new SWIFT for the banking system. Banks are still making us send money, taking 5 days, like it's like a carrier pigeon. It's ridiculous. We can send an email in a second. Why can't we send a transaction payment? That's what XRP is doing. Many people would have heard of XRP for its highlight in the news over the last year with the SEC, and the SEC trying to shut it down. They can't. They haven't been very successful in the case. So XRP for me is something I'm very bullish on as well. It's going to have a huge use case going forward into our financial future, whether that's outside of the banking system or even interim inside the banking system. They can't beat it, so they're going to have to join it. So these are just some of the cryptocurrencies that are on my watch list at the moment. But for me, anybody getting started, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, XRP are a great starting point.
So in the truth community and my audience, we're very aware that the deep state have used Bitcoin to launder money and for corruption. So what do you think about that? And of course, maybe it will be cleaned out eventually and it will be fine to use and into the new system. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, great question. I think a common misconception amongst many people that are outside the world of crypto associate it with crime and fraud. And that's something that's becoming less so, but it certainly was in the birth of Bitcoin. Anything that people don't understand initially, they're frightened of. But the real fraud and the majority of all fraud and corruption is actually being done with cash. So cryptocurrency doesn't attract criminals. There will always be criminals, and they will always find some form of being a criminal. It doesn't matter if it's cryptocurrency. The great thing about crypto is everything's publicly demonstrated on the blockchain. You can't say the same about cash. So, just because cryptocurrency has been used in criminal activity, I wouldn't go as far as associating Bitcoin or cryptocurrency with, or certainly exclusively with the world of crime. The biggest crimes and the biggest tool of criminal activity is cash, and has been cash for a long, long time.
Absolutely. Well, at the end of the day, it's not the crypto that's bad. It depends who's in control of it.
Exactly.
Which determines which is bad. Absolutely. So let's go through what you think XRP and all the other currencies may revalue to, and what's their potential?
Yeah. So Bitcoin at the time of recording, Nick, it's currently touching upon $70,000. I think it reached just over 69K just a couple of hours ago. Bitcoin, we have to look at Bitcoin's potential here, because going back only 18 months ago to March 2020, where the whole financial market, all equity stocks took a huge plummet, Bitcoin was trading around $4,000. So we're up already a great deal. However, most analysts, experts within the space, I'll include myself in this price prediction, are predicting Bitcoin to go way in excess of $150,000 within this bull cycle. Now, if Bitcoin makes it, the other coins should follow. Some of them are going to do much greater than Bitcoin does. Ethereum's currently trading at around just under $5,000, and we suspect Ethereum is going to be somewhere in the region of $15,000 to $20,000 by the end of this bull cycle. The situation now is in this bull cycle, which was different to the other bull cycles like in 2017 and 2013, there's institutional money now pouring into the space. In fact, we just had Tim Cook, Apple CEO, tweet that he's just purchased, or he's a big believer in cryptocurrencies. Of course, we have the Elon Musks of the world giving their view and very public exposure to the space as well. But the real game changer now is the institutional monies, the ETF, the Bitcoin crypto ETF. The market cap of all cryptocurrencies has been growing exponentially, currently over $3 trillion. So in the next 6 to 12 months, I expect that we're going to see some exponential growth. I don't think this bull market has even really got going yet. So very, very exciting times still. And anybody that's looking to get into cryptocurrency, my advice is just dollar cost average in. And we will see a bear market. But the question is, will we correct from 150, 200K down to these levels, or will it be something sooner? I think it's going to be the latter.
Do you think XRP could even reach maybe 50,000, 10,000 or something like that?
Well, XRP is currently trading at just over $1. And it's actually one of the cryptocurrencies I'm most bullish about. I wouldn't go as far as saying in the thousands. Some point, yes. I believe this bull cycle, we could see something in the 3 digits. This is what some of the analysts working in my community suspect. And this is fundamental based. As soon as this clearing comes with the SEC, which seems to already be done, XRP really could get going. What we need to see in the space for XRP, for Ripple, is the banks to finally, or a bank, a challenger bank even, to come in and say, we accept XRP, we're using it. And as soon as the SEC case is permitted, it's dropped and everything's clear, it could be pretty rapid. It could be pretty rapid, and XRP could shoot to 3 digits in the next 12 months for sure.
And what are your views on XLM, Stellar?
Yeah, being entirely transparent, it's not one of the coins that I watch closely. It could be great. It may not be. I wouldn't want to talk too much about a coin that I'm not invested in, but I do have many people in my community that are big XLM fans, and I know there has been a lot of money pouring into it as of late. Something I should probably look more into.
Right. No worries. So how about silver and gold? We understand that when there's, probably going to be an economic crash very soon, that's what we're waiting for. And usually when that happens, silver and gold will just shoot up. So what do you think about that and the revaluation of gold and silver? And what do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm a big gold and silver bull. It was what actually led me into the world of cryptocurrency. And I'm an investor in crypto for the same reasons I'm a gold and silver bull. I think that gold is severely undervalued, even though we've in the last 10 years, the gold price has gone up a lot. I don't think it's a true reflection of the devaluation of the dollar. And that's where the price of gold derives from. No doubt a lot of the money from gold has gone into the world of crypto, but I think that people will be investing a lot of money into gold and silver in the coming years. Obviously, the fiat currencies have been weakening and weakening. They've been printing and printing, and there's going to become a point where central banks are just cannot be trusted anymore. As soon as the inflation we have now it's been proven that it's certainly not transitory. The inflation, however, is in the big assets. It's in the stock market. It's in the real estate. As soon as it hits the high street, the supermarkets, and people start worrying, that is when gold and silver will take off, and that could happen very, very soon. We're already seeing price rises, in the consumer price index, particularly in the States. It's happening in Europe. It's happening in the UK. Everything's getting more expensive. Silver's a little bit different. Where it has store of value as a commodity, there certainly is a lot to be said about the driving factors in terms of industrial use. For example, in solar, which is exploding, electric vehicles, medicine, silver, electrical components. So silver is also super cheap in comparison to where it's ever been, inflation adjusted and compared to gold. So silver for me is a great buy right now. And the way that I'm investing in gold and silver is mainly through stocks, gold and silver mining stocks, because I feel the biggest potential lays there in terms of these stocks being severely undervalued at the moment. So gold and silver is a great investment right now.
Absolutely. A lot of people are they prefer to have the physical silver and gold because they feel more secure. I mean, you just never know. So I understand that too. Now, according to the US national debt clock, when we see the dollar to silver ratio, we see that silver is around $3,000 to $4,000 per ounce. What are your views about silver potentially reaching that?
Well, yeah. Silver currently, I believe, is trading around $30, just under. I mean, several $1,000s is probably for now is probably not so realistic. However, it very well could become a very realistic number when big inflation numbers start to creep in and there really becomes panic from the inevitable of what's happening in the world economy with the Great Reset and the huge crash that is going to happen inevitably at some point with all the debt floating around. Silver really is one of the affordable safe haven assets you can go into that has a real use case. Thousands of dollars, some point, of course. I believe very, very realistic that we could see maybe $150 to $200 in the next 12, 18 months. I think we're at a point now where things can really get going. $1,000, yeah, I mean, sure, in the next 5 years, could be a very, very realistic target.
Now, for those who are interested in buying cryptocurrency, where do you recommend them to buy? I mean, for an example, we've got Revolut, we've got Coinbase. And I also want you to consider if people should use Ledger Nano sticks to, secure their cryptos. What do you think about that?
Sure. Well, some of the great platforms and trusted platforms, you could start with a place like Coinbase. Of course, there's Binance. I mean, anybody getting started, Coinbase basically ticked all the boxes, very easy to use. Anybody can simply deposit money on there, buy cryptocurrency. When you sign up, you have a wallet there. A wallet, for anyone that doesn't know, is when you buy crypto, you need a place to store it. And as soon as you have your cryptocurrency on a wallet, you can effectively send it to anybody in the world with an instant, very much like what XRP is trying to do. Obviously, different cryptocurrencies take different amounts of time to send, but the point is you're completely borderless in terms of payments. So Coinbase is a good entry place to start. In terms of hard storage, you mentioned Ledger. I've got my Ledger here. As you mentioned it, I thought I'd pick it up. There's pros and cons to having a ledger. So there's a saying in the world of crypto, not your keys, not your wallet, referring to the keys that encrypt your wallet. Technically speaking, if you have your money on Coinbase, it isn't technically your keys. It's not technically your wallet. However, we're talking about a publicly traded company, very safe, and they are storing your crypto on hardware storage systems. So, if you're talking about anything retail kind of investment money, anything under $1 million, I wouldn't be worried, and I'd feel comfortable leaving my money on Coinbase. The great benefit of having cold storage, however, is, of course, if a platform like Coinbase were to be hacked, which is unlikely but could happen, or they're, of course, inspected by some outsourced third party, could happen, unlikely but could happen. If you store it on your own wallet, that nothing's happening to it. The only thing that can happen to it, and which of course is another risk, is you. For example, if you lost your keys or you lost your seed phrase, which is a 24-word pattern that you need to keep safe, someone could have access to your cryptocurrency. So there's pros and cons to both. I advise anybody to research about the pros and cons of keeping it online and offline. But apart from that, if you are going to use a hardware wallet, I do recommend Ledger. They are by far the best, most trusted, easy software and hardware crypto wallet to use.
Alex Marzell, thank you very much. It's been an absolute honor. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to the viewers before we finish?
Yeah, pleasure. Thanks for having me, Nick. I'll just basically say anybody that wants to get involved in cryptocurrency, it's a great time. Don't focus too much about what's happened over the last 12, 18, or even 5, I'm talking about months, or even back when it started. There's a saying, yeah, sure, the best time to plant a tree would have been 10 years ago, but the next best time is today. So this space is in its infancy. It's still obviously young. For anybody that's interested in the technical analysis sides of crypto, is what I teach mainly. You can check out my channel, it will be in the link below. And yeah, I believe cryptocurrency is the way forward for anybody that wants ownership over their assets and is conscious about what's going on outside of the decentralized space and wants protection over fiat currency system. So that's kind of my message to all the viewers on that, Nick.
Alex Marzell, thank you very much. Speak soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.